Hey, so we're going to recap for you our trip to Hawaii where we ran the Maui Marathon. It's been a long time coming, so stick around. We'll tell you all about it. So, before we begin, I just wanted to mention that if you haven't subscribed, please do hit like and hit the notifications bell, because then you'll be notified anytime we upload. Also, we do want to send...
in the rare instance that we upload.
Yeah, we did want to send a shout out to all of you for checking in on us, because I know you were waiting. We're just looking at so much footage and stuff. We're trying to figure out how do we talk about this. So here we go. We're going to give it a shot.
Also, May got kind of busy, and here we are.
Yeah.
Here we are. It's June. All right.
So we ran the Maui Marathon. We completed it. We said it was our last marathon.
More on that later.
Yeah, much later.
In another video.
Yeah, let's talk about our trip to Hawaii.
It was such a great trip.
Oh, it was beautiful.
It was such a great trip.
I loved it.
And we have a lot to share, a lot to show. We're just kind of going to roll through it.
Here we go.
Chronologically.
So we took off.
So our plan was, go to Maui, be there for a couple days, run the marathon, be there for a couple days, go to Honolulu, and then come home. So all said and done, it was like a weekend, a couple of days that we were traveling. So we left after work on a Wednesday. We drove to Albuquerque because, again, part of our adventure in traveling here is that
it's not easy.
The airport's far away.
Yeah.
So we drove to Albuquerque. We went to this great little brewery we'd never been to, had some great pizza, some great beer, good old time. Woke up at like 2 a.m. Actually, what was it? Whatever. We were at the airport by 4 a.m. So like it was a pretty early morning.
And we even bought a huge check-in bag for our trip because we knew that we
assumed we'd be bringing home more than we left with.
We were right.
And we did.
Anyway, so we got there, everything went smoothly.
Yeah, we flew through LAX. That was actually a pretty quick layover, so we had just enough time to like find our gate, run to the bathroom, and like frantically pick up a bagel for breakfast or whatever.
Oh, yeah, we ate.
I was in that line for so long. I'm like, we're boarding. I gotta go. But then we finally got our food.
We shoved food in our gullets we were
dry bagels and dry. What was the other thing we got? Like a dry croissant or something.
Oh,
it was not great.
It wasn't flaky. It was dry.
But the rest of the flight, it was about a 5-hour flight from between LA and Maui.
Very pleasant.
Completely event-free.
Nothing.
It was wonderful. It was wonderful.
Except when we started coming in for a landing and we look out the window and it was the most beautiful sight ever.
It was amazing. Yeah. It was amazing. So, we spent, that 20 or 30 minutes just glued to the window looking out at the islands and the ocean. And it was just wonderful. And then we land. And the first thing we do is it's kind of like the baggage area was kind of like open air. I don't remember offhand if the rest of the airport was. I don't think it was. There were like connecting parts that were open air.
Yeah.
So the first thing we see is like this amazing new bird. I'm like, oh, this is great. It was a myna.
Yeah.
Super cute. We saw many, many, many more of them after that point.
Yeah.
But we got our bags and we had the option to either take this tram to the rental car center or to walk to it. We chose to walk because, for Pete's sake, we had been sitting for like a day.
And it was beautiful.
And it was gorgeous and it smelled so good. So we go and we get our rental car and we go to Costco. First stop we make is Costco.
Yeah.
So we fully touristed up our Costco visit. We bought some Kona coffee.
Yeah.
We bought some Hawaiian Host chocolates, macadamia nut chocolates. We bought a wrap, like a sarong situation. We bought some King's Hawaiian bread for marathon stuff.
Right. Our marathon breakfast.
And so, we very clearly were not locals going to Costco. Went to a food trailer park, got some food because again, we were a little hungry.
Yeah, delicious food.
And then we hit the road and it was just such a beautiful drive to Ka'anapali, which is where the marathon was and where our resort was.
Yeah.
So It was a, what was it, like a 45-minute drive, and it was just,
It was
oh
beautiful.
my gosh, it was a little too much, a little too much
Yeah.
beauty and wonder. So we get to the hotel, we check in, and the hotel restaurant is Maui Brewing. So obviously our first stop was, okay, let's go check out the room, drop our stuff. Let's go get some beer and some food. So we went, and they actually sat us like right on the edge. So we're overlooking the ocean, and we're just like, at this point, it's not like anything I've ever experienced.
No.
It was just like so amazing. We're in the middle of the ocean. And that was something too. Like a few years ago, I remember talking to some of my coworkers in California, and they were like, oh, it's so accessible for us to get to Hawaii. We're going to do this a lot more often, blah, blah, blah. And so in my head, it was like, just like a little bit of ways from California. I had never like looked at that segment of a map, I don't think, or a globe to understand, like, we were legit in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. And it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Really, in a sort of way, even looking at some of the images we're sharing with you, time kind of stood still. It just, there's so much to see and take in. The smells, I mean, literally where the ocean meets the sky, and we're just looking at that. And it was great. That first day in was
it was awesome.
It was awesome.
So we sat for a long time in that edge, that beachfront kind of seat at Maui Brewing. We had many drinks. Both beers and cocktails.
And
we had some decent food. They didn't have a tremendous amount of vegetarian options. We did eat all of them. Some of them multiple times during our stay there. But it was just, it was just amazing.
It was great.
So we finally finished that. By this point, we're just trying to stay awake until the sun goes down, because we've been up for, I haven't even done the math, like some unholy amount of hours, because we've been chasing the sun, right? Like that whole travel day, we were just like basically keeping up with the day. Like when we landed, so we left at 4 a.m. our time. When we landed, it was like 11 a.m. Hawaii time. So we still had half a day to go, and we had already been away. Whatever. We were just trying to make it to sundown. So we
organized our room, got our stuff out,
and we, as you have to do, went in the ocean.
Yeah.
So we got our swim clothes on, and we like just splashed around in the ocean for a while, and it was
lovely.
Again, just amazing.
Yeah.
And it was much more powerful than I think either of us were prepared for. Like, it's just little waves coming in. But maybe it was the 3 cocktails we had, but it was like, whoa, and how long we had been awake. Yeah. We had to like really kind of steady ourselves, but it was such a cool experience.
It was. So we hung out on
our day one. We hung out on our porch.
Watched the sunset, and then just kind of hung around for a bit, and then finally we
went to sleep.
We knocked out.
So that was Thursday. Friday was our one pre-race fun day. So to fast forward just a little bit, Saturday was going to be our rest day. We already covered that in our race recap video. Sunday was
race day.
Okay, those sound the same. Rest day and race day were Saturday and Sunday. We covered that. So now we're going to talk about Friday, the funsies day that we had leading into our race weekend. So we got up and we walked kind of up the beach. I don't remember exactly how far, less than a mile, I think, to this little place whose name I don't remember. I will plug it in below.
Too many places, yeah.
And we got there a little early.
We were second in line.
And, we were there for like 20 minutes, and it's like, okay, well, do we just need to keep walking and come back? Well, we ended up sticking around because we didn't want to like totally blow our legs before our rest day.
Yeah.
So we ended up chit-chatting with the 2 that were there in line in front of us, and they were like, I guess you've been here before, huh? And we were like, no, it's our first time. How are you?
Nice
so apparently, if you get there early, and right after we had this conversation with them, like
a bajillion people,
a dozen people, 2 dozen people showed up behind us. So you got to get there early so that you can, again, get that
primo view.
The best view in the house, all the seats along the like outer edge.
Yeah.
And it was like they opened the doors, open windows. So we were actually sitting like there's the ocean and the beach again, unobstructed view. So enter name below. If you go there for breakfast,
Go there.
get there early, and you can potentially have one of these awesome seats.
And it was a wonderful meal. I mean, look at what we ate. It was. Oh,
we ordered an entire loaf of banana bread and ate it. It was
fresh,
delightful.
made there.
Yeah, real
daily.
good.
Yeah.
Macadamia nut pancakes with lots of fruit and coconut
fruit,
cream and all that stuff, and then just like a big fruit plate. We were stuffed.
Yeah.
It was worth it.
Yeah, it was.
It was very good. It was very good. So that was how our day kind of started. On the walk back, there's this little like pier, or it used to be like a trade pier or something. I don't know. So we walk out on it, oh, look at this, we're exploring. And I saw a sea turtle. And I was like so excited. I was trying to like, I couldn't get the words out. But did you see that one?
Yeah.
Just like barely?
Briefly,
okay.
yeah.
So that was one. So just future
hold on to that.
Future side note, hold on to that piece of information. We went to this one place, saw a single sea turtle once. Okay, so then we went back to the hotel, got ready for our day, and we had two things that we wanted to do this day. One of them was go bird watching. So we went to this nature preserve. It was just like a wetlands type thing. So we got to see a whole bunch of birds that
you'd never see otherwise.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
Specifically, a Hawaiian coot and a Hawaiian stilt. So those are the two that they're specifically trying to like rehabilitate or re-inhabit there. Like they're trying to make a safe space for those two species specifically. But we saw lots of other neat birds, and we sat in this little blind for a while, and we had our binoculars and we had our zoom on our phone, and we were really like getting in there. Saw Perfect a lot day. Of really, really, really awesome birds. Came home with a t-shirt from there because I'm a bird nerd. So I can remember my my bird watching at this nature preserve. And then after that, we went, did we have anything to eat that day, or did we just wait until this next stop? Yeah, whatever. We went to Surfing Goat Dairy. We went to a goat dairy, and this must have been lunch that day. Oh, yeah, because we were so full from breakfast. We didn't need, okay. So we went to this place.
Surfing Goat.
Surfing Goat. Goats everywhere. Okay, really big property. Like, you look out on that pasture, nothing but goats. You look behind you where you parked, nothing but goats. In front of us, baby goats. Baby goats! And so, like, it was, it took me a long time to realize that that's what it was over there. And until finally we saw the words, like the word nursery on the back of the wall. I'm like, oh my God, these are tiny goats. And so we noticed that on each pen, it had like their birthdays listed, and they were all like kind of grouped together. Well, in this thing, they had little like surfboards for them to like jump around and be goofballs.
And they got on them like they're surfing. They're adorable.
I love them. I love them.
Yeah, it was awesome. And we ordered.
They also make really good cheese.
We ordered a flight of goat cheese, which was
so good.
Oh man, it was just so perfect. We got great footage. Saw. I think for both of us, our first ever palm trees with coconuts.
With coconuts.
And the reason we know that is because underneath it was a sign saying, "Caution, coconuts may fall."
Yeah.
It's like,
Gosh,
oh, wow.
That's different.
So that was great. And it was a great drive, too. Again, with the backdrop of these beautiful mountains and it was great.
Yeah. So those were the big activities from that day. I'm almost positive we ended up at Maui Brewing again that night. I'm not totally sure, but I think we probably did.
I think we did.
I know we also stopped by an ABC store, which is they are all over the place. We stopped in at one and got some pineapple wine. There was a winery that was also on my like maybe list. We just didn't make it out to that. But we picked up some of their pineapple wine. It was refreshing. It was delightful.
Sat outside again.
Sat out on our porch, drank some pineapple wine,
and
it
was great.
Had a grand old time. Yeah. So that was day 2. Already, I feel like we covered like so much awesome stuff so quickly. Then we had our rest day where we mostly just like hung out at the hotel. Then we had our race day where we ran 26.2 miles. And then we basically had one more full day on Maui, and then was going to be our travel day. So one thing I did after our, after the race, when we were just, again, sitting on our porch, drinking and, watching the sky and the wind and whatever else.
Listening to the winds.
We bought a bunch of postcards, and I wrote a whole lot of postcards. So on Monday, we found a post office and we mailed off all of our postcards. Gosh, what else did we do on Monday? What was Monday? Oh, we went to this place called Leota's Pie Shop.
Yeah.
Something like that. Fantastic meal. We went there for the pies.
Yeah.
But we also got some really bomb mac and cheese and a veggie burger. And this was our first exposure to the Hawaiian style veggie burger. Everywhere that we got a veggie burger, it had a taro root base to the like patty, which was really interesting. It made it a little purple, but it was also like just an interesting flavor and kind of binding agent. And I thought it was a really great use of, your local fare,
Yeah, it was different. But man, it was so good. It was really good. And then it's called Leota's Pie.
And then we got a piece of pie. It was actually a small pie. If I could go back and redo it again, we obviously would have gotten more than one.
Yeah,
but we only got one for some stupid reason.
Maybe a dozen.
But it was chocolate coconut cream.
If you're ever there,
it was good.
You have to go to Leota's.
It was good.
Yeah.
One thing we did see there, so they have kind of like all over the place, and we saw this on. Was it just Maui? Or did we see it in...
Both. Are you talking about the
chickens?
Yeah.
On both islands, we saw these like chickens all over the place. They're actually red jungle fowl. Red jungle fowl. Ask me how I know. My birthday was shortly before this trip, and I asked my parents for a Hawaiian bird book to prepare for our
so knew what we're looking at.
bird watching in Hawaii. Chickens everywhere.
Yeah.
At Leota's, there were baby chickens running around.
Yeah, that was neat.
And then, remind me, what else did we do?
We dropped off the postcards.
We found the post office. We dropped off the postcards. There was one other thing we did on Monday, but I'm blanking on what it was.
It was one of the things that we learned, and it's not a deal breaker or anything, but parking is
at Leota's, it was a little hairy.
Like parking everywhere is kind of hairy, if you don't find a place, you just have to kind of figure it out.
Got it. Carry on.
No, that's all I wanted to say.
The hotel that we stayed at, it was called the Outrigger Ka'anapali Beach Resort. It was originally one of the like kind of first resorts built in this resort town. And I think that's really interesting that we visited a resort town, given that we live in a resort town now. We kind of understand what it's like to live in a town and be in a town that exists purely for tourists. Other people's recreation. Yeah. So this particular resort was built in 1964, if I'm not mistaken. The first resort in Ka'anapali was built in 1962. So it was like right there at the beginning. A few years ago, it was bought by this company called Outrigger, but for a long time, they have this long history of kind of being the most Hawaiian resort. They have a really heavy emphasis on the history and the culture, and that's stuff that we care about. So it was really, really a great fit for us. Well, one of the things they do is throughout the week, a few times a day, they have these kind of cultural activities. And the way it just kind of worked out, we didn't really have time to do a whole lot of them. Next time we will do more because this was awesome.
Yeah.
But we signed up for, and we went to on Monday, a lei making class. And of course, in our heads, we're thinking of like, the flowers and blah, blah, blah. Well, we made them out of tea leaves, tea leaves, which are these like long, we worked with green ones, but once they start turning colors, they can also be like red or orange or something like that. Yeah. But we learned how to like make basically a tea leaf rope. Yeah. And we made leis, and it was just so...
They're beautiful. And while we listened to history by the instructor, it was amazing. So they're like traditional leis, and that was really cool. Yeah. And we have them, and they are...
It's really cool.
Yeah, really
cool. Really
and
cool.
Then...
and that, what's your end then?
I don't know. What's your end?
Okay. So the end of Monday, of course, we went back to Maui Brewing Company. That night we had originally like considered doing like a sunset drinks cruise thing. I thought that might be a fun way. Oh my God, let me back up. We saw more sea turtles.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll come back to what we did at night. Let's talk about the sea turtles.
So we went back to Black Rock, which is that jetty that shoots out right almost next to the resort we stayed at, and went back to where you saw and I glimpsed. And we saw sea turtles. And here's the
so many sea turtles.
So cool. And they're just adorable. And you can't, they're protected. And yeah, that was great.
I want to hug them.
Yeah, we could have stood there for hours. And we stood there for a long time.
We did. And the kind of in retrospect, one of the cooler parts of that whole experience was that was the day after the marathon. Mm-hmm. The marathon was exceedingly hot. We overheated quite a bit.
Yeah.
And the next day, we were still feeling it.
Yeah.
Like we were just radiating heat.
Yeah.
And so we were making this not very far walk, half a mile, maybe, to the other side of Black Rock. And as we're walking, I'm like, my God, I'm so hot. I don't think I can make it. Like maybe should we just go back to the hotel?
Almost.
This is terrible. And we almost did when we were like, okay, well, let's just keep going.
And it was great.
And there were so many sea turtles.
It was great. Yeah,
so many sea turtles. That was the other big thing we did that day.
And when we got back, we thought about that sunset cruise, but
we saw some of them load, and that's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
And
then all of a sudden, a rainstorm came in. So
as it happens, it rained that entire
And it was
evening.
beautiful sitting at Maui Brewing.
Watching the rain, drinking our drinks,
and
eating another, what did we order there again? I don't know, whatever. Another round of food.
Yeah.
So that was our last full day on Maui.
Yeah.
The next morning we got up, we actually, we went for a walk. We wanted to like move our legs because we knew we'd be traveling a little bit. And we didn't want stiffness to continue from the marathon. So we walked. It ended up being like a 2 or 3 mile walk.
Yeah.
Like we walked all the way down as far as we could,
Yeah.
South, and then back up to the hotel. And then we did, like I mentioned, they do these kind of cultural experiences at the hotel. They have a departure ceremony where if you're leaving that day, you're invited to come by and get a different kind of lei. This one is a kukui nut lei. And brilliant marketing. They're like, when you come back, we will give you a white kukui nut to put on your lei. And I'm like, well, I'm sold.
Yeah, I guess we're coming back.
I'll be here.
Yeah, the ceremony was amazing, though.
It was
very
wonderful.
Culturally relevant, and it was quite moving. And the host, she was wonderful, and she ended our gathering of giving us our leis, and then. Speaking in Hawaiian for quite a long time. She said it was a travel blessing. It was beautiful. And that was great.
That was great.
That was great.
And then we hit the road.
And we went back to the airport.
We went back to the airport. We hopped on a flight to Honolulu. Now, we were told before we went to Honolulu, like, oh, you're going to Honolulu. And we were like, yeah. They were like, well, it's like New York City. It's like Hawaiian New York City. And we were like, oh, it was. It was crawling with humanity. Yeah. There were so many people, and it was so loud, and it was such a departure. I'm glad we did it. I'm glad we did it.
Yeah, we went to Waikiki Beach after we checked into the hotel. And I mean, look, It was just a
So
ton of
many
people.
people.
And, I mean, it was really cool, and you know, watching people surf. And,
We stood out there for a long time and just like
yeah.
watched. There was this pack of people who were
Yeah.
waiting for the perfect wave.
You know, our hotel had a great restaurant. We had a great meal that night
We
and
did.
drinks.
As soon as we got there, we
Yeah,
were
we
waiting
did.
for our room to be ready. So
Yeah.
we're like, well, we'll be at the
Yeah,
bar.
yeah.
And so we, had some great drinks
it
and
was great.
again, another veggie burger. Yeah, it was a great little hotel.
It's very, very busy.
It was very
I mean, it's
frenetic.
It's a city,
It's
right?
a city. It's a city.
Yeah.
So that day, same kind of thing. We kind of walked around, got our bearings. The next day, so by this point, where are we? Tuesday, Wednesday. We're on Wednesday. We decided to wake up. We put on our swim gear just in case we wanted to get in the water. We didn't end up we walked along, like our feet got wet and my, the bottom edge of my sarong got a little wet, but we didn't like hop in the ocean.
No.
But we grabbed some coffee, walked along the beach, lovely.
Yep.
And then we found ourselves in this little like kind of shopping mall thing. Actually, all of Waikiki is pretty much a shopping
Big
mall.
shopping mall.
Like, and that's not, if we had done a little more research before we chose Honolulu, I don't know that that's where we would have ended up. Simply because like, we're not really shoppers.
No.
Like I don't want to go to like big fancy stores.
Yves
and,
Saint
like,
Laurent.
I make our stuff, like this isn't,
Yeah, it was a big deal.
it was very shoppy. But we ended up in the shopping mall and I was like, oh, there's a malasadas.
Oh yeah.
So they're this pastry that Portuguese immigrants brought over. It's like a big donut, like a filled donut. So just like a big flat ball of dough that's been fried, filled with a filling. We got 3.
Yeah, we did.
We got a ube and a coconut cream and just like their traditional custard. And then it's like tossed in, I think cinnamon sugar, maybe just sugar.
I think it's just sugar.
Was it?
And they're served
They're
hot.
served warm. Like,
Yeah.
we ordered them.
Yeah,
I'm like,
right.
what is taking so long,
Yeah.
man? Like, you think donut shops, like, just grab them
Yeah,
and give them.
no.
No, they were warm, piping hot. Oh, wow.
Yeah, they were
They
delicious.
were good.
Oh yeah. I don't
They
know
were
why we
so
didn't get
good.
more.
I know.
We'll
Yeah.
have to go back.
Yeah. So that day we started off with some awesome dough balls, and then we kind of walked around. We hit some different bars. We hit some different like we were on a mission to find a really good Mai Tai. We didn't find a really good Mai Tai like the whole time we went. Arnold's was the closest that we got.
Yeah, we made
one.
it to Arnold's Tiki Bar, which is really hard to find, but we knew where it was. We found it. Very tiki, great atmosphere, great
Great bartender, great clientele. Like
yeah,
we had.
It was
It was
the
a great
drinks
little
were
spot.
good. The Mai Tai was the best one we had. Just wasn't the kind of Mai Tai we were open for. But it was, whatever.
Yeah.
Went to another tiki bar later that day.
That might have been the next day.
Oh,
But
yeah,
anyway,
it's all
we hit some breweries, we hit some tiki bars. We ate some food. It was a good we're
Really good
we're
day.
gonna go eat and drink and
Yeah.
explore the town kind of day.
And we did.
The next day, what we decided to do, which is a little insane considering it was 4 days after a marathon, I decided, David agreed.
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
I pitched it.
No, we had to.
Yeah. We decided to hike Diamond Head.
Yeah. The whole thing.
So what we ended up doing, you had to get reservations. It is a state park. You have to get reservations for crowd control, and it was still pretty crowded given that crowd control.
It wasn't horribly crowded, but it was crowded.
No, and this wasn't something that we planned ahead of time. It was like let's maybe think about it. So I think I booked it on the day before. We finally decided, okay, yeah, let's go for it. By the time I booked it, the only times that were available were 11 a.m., 12 p.m. I think 12 p.m. was our reservation time. And I'm like, that's going to be the heat of the day, but let's go do this.
Yeah.
So we actually, what we did, it was a little too far away. When we were on Waikiki, we didn't get a rental car for most of our trip. So it was a little too far for us to walk and want to climb a mountain and walk back.
Yeah.
So we were looking at different options. I actually looked at renting a car just for the day to hop over there and hop back, but there wasn't anything available by the time I was looking. So we ended up doing was it the high bus?
Was
I
it
think
like
it was
a trolley?
It was like a trolley, but I think it was called High Bus. I think that was the one I booked through. It was a little expensive. It was like $30 per person, but you know, we didn't have to navigate like the multiple stops of a city bus or
wasn't
anything
crowded.
like that. It wasn't crowded. It took us right where we needed to go. And what we learned too is if we had taken the city bus, we would have been dropped off at the bottom of the mountain. But because this high bus was like kind of a shuttle situation, what we didn't realize was like way down here, this road starts going up the mountain to the like visitor center of Diamond Head. So the trolley that we were on actually took us like all the way up to like where you enter the park, which was
perfect.
half of the elevation that we were going to be covering that day. So that was good. That was really good.
And that's where he picked us up too when it was time to go back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. We got there. Weather was perfect.
They let us in early.
They let us in early.
Like we showed up just due to the bus schedule. We had to show up at like 11:15, and he was like, "Come on in." So,
and if you know a little bit about Diamond Head, like me, a little bit, it's a part of the military installation during World War II. So there were pillboxes at the very top of the mountain, you know, for lookouts and stuff. And that's what we did. We took this hike, and man, it was at times pretty darn difficult.
It was a paved route, you know, there was a path.
There was some unpaved
but
areas.
Some of the, well, and by paved, I mean, it was cut out of the mountain. So it was hard, you know, but it was not level or smooth. And so it was a little hairy, and I'm, you know, we're in pretty good shape. And there were some people, I was like, are you okay?
Yeah.
Do you need some help? You know, like, I wish we had like trekking poles we could like offer to some people. And it was warm too. Like we guzzled a lot of water down.
But we made it to the top, and man, the views from the top, you can see all of Waikiki Beach. It was worth it.
It was amazing.
But man, it was tough.
It was amazing.
We got some beautiful scenery.
I'm so glad we did that.
Yeah.
And then we hiked back down, and then we got on our trolley.
Made it back.
We made it back. And then, so this was our last night in Waikiki. So on this evening, we decided to go to, I'll have to look up the name of it. I don't remember the name of it. It was the last tiki bar on our list that we were going to go to. And it had so there were some zoning issues.
Wait, first of all, this place was
regulations.
Great. This place was great.
It was delightful.
Great. It's like in the middle of somewhere.
All our drinks were served in like Dixie cups and like.
It's kind of outside, but
like in between two buildings.
Yeah, the ceiling is a bunch of like umbrellas, so there are some gaps and stuff.
Yeah.
And
it was cool. However, due to zoning and permit prices, they opted to basically there's a difference between like a bar permit and like a cabaret permit. So basically bar means you can't have any dancing whatsoever.
No dancing.
Okay, no dancing.
No dancing.
Cabaret costs a lot more money, apparently, but you can allow dancing. And that includes like dance floor, like people be bopping along to music, right? So they had this whole kind of shtick, is what I feel like it is. 0 dancing allowed. You cannot dance.
And if you look up this place and you read the reviews, like
people
on Yelp,
talk about it.
People are tapped on the shoulder and told, no dancing.
Please stop.
You cannot at all.
So we walk in and there's a live band setting up. I'm like, come on, guys. Come on.
Okay.
And then the whole time we were there, they were trolling us with the music selection.
Can't dance. What am I supposed to do?
Keep your hands in your pockets. DIY nights.
Some of the best dance music ever.
We jamming. We got RESPECT. We got like all this stuff that it is physically impossible not to like dance along to.
And they were watching.
They were watching. So we had a few drinks. We tried to keep ourselves from dancing.
Oh boy! I almost lost it a couple of times.
Yeah,
I'm not even a dancer, but the music was just that was great.
So that was our last kind of stop. So the next day, it was our last day in Hawaii. We booked a flight at 8:30 p.m.
Right.
because I wanted to squeeze as much out of this vacation as we could.
Yeah.
So what we did this day, we rented a car. The reason we rented a car on this day is because another place we wanted to go to also requires reservations, and that's Pearl Harbor.
Right.
And that was the only day that we could get reservations to go visit Pearl Harbor on our trip. So we did rent a car just to like get us around because Pearl Harbor was not walkable from where we were.
No, not at all.
So since we had a car,
and we knew we had to get to the airport afterwards.
and what I wanted to do too, there was another museum that I wanted to go to, but it was also like kind of over here. So I'm like, how are we going to do all this? Well, we hit it on the day that we had our like 1 p.m. reservation or something like that for Pearl Harbor. So we got up in the morning, had some breakfast. Oh, we had like 4 or 5 acai bowls. We had never had one before.
Yeah.
We had multiple. That was what we had for breakfast that day. They're delightful.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah, they are.
Sweet, crunchy, fruity.
Actually, whatever you want.
Yeah, real good. Anyway, so we got breakfast and then we went over and picked up our rental car. And then actually the first thing we did was we tried to go see this mural of Queen Liliuokalani that I really wanted to see. But it was in a real like kind of
construction
weird neighborhood. There wasn't a place to pull over. And there were like shipping containers blocking it.
Yeah.
So I saw technically some of the paint.
Yeah, we saw some of it.
But like...
Yeah, it was tough.
So we did that and then we drove to the museum. Awesome history museum, history and culture museum. We learned a whole lot. We spent several hours there. We even had lunch there. Like we had a great museum day. And then we found our way over to Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor was also like interesting. Obviously there's a lot of emotion going on there. We went through like the museum part of it, the exhibits and things like that. But the thing that you actually need the reservation for is getting on a ferry to go out to the resting site of the Arizona and the memorial that they've set up over it.
It was great.
It was really
moving,
a beautiful memorial and kind of unbelievable to see the ship right below you. What was not so great was, again, the people. It was like they say, and somebody even told us before we left, like, oh, you go there, you can hear a pin drop. It's just so reverent. No, it's not. There's a bunch of yahoos talking about like who knows what, phones ringing, kids climbing on the railings.
They did repeatedly remind us, please, turn your phones off. Please.
That part was a little disappointing.
It's a graveyard.
It's a graveyard.
But being there, you have to go. You should do it, and we did, and it was. There was a lot to take in. And then we're getting close to having to go to the airport. We're getting close to having, but we have a little bit of time. So this dummy comes up with this great idea. This great idea. I'm like, listen, we can go to the airport and we can sit around for 4 hours, or we can drive out to Aulani and see what it's all about. Maybe walk around, get a snack, whatever. That's the Disney property.
And it is a DVC property. We are Disney Vacation Club. That's a timeshare. There's like, maybe we'll come back and we'll want to spend some points there.
Let's go check it out.
Let's go look.
Well,
it was pretty close to like 5 o'clock traffic at this point. And we got stuck in it. And I'm like starting to stress out because we're running out of time. So we get there and we pull in, we look at the buildings, we talk to the valet and say, hi, we thought we would have more time. We need to go. How do we get out of here? And we turned around and went to the airport.
Have you ever seen Vacation when the Griswolds show up to Grand Canyon? That's us, but we didn't even get out of the car.
No. So we saw it. I don't think we're going to go.
No.
After experiencing the Ka'anapali beachfront resort, I don't think I can.
No. But we did it.
I would prefer it. So
and then we had a haul to make it back to the airport in time.
We made it back to the airport, and on the way to the airport, we saw our one and only rainbow.
Yes.
So the last thing my mom said to me before we left was, all I see are pictures of rainbows coming out of Hawaii. Send me pictures of rainbows. So we finally got one on the way to the airport and sent it to her, and she was so happy. So then we got to the airport. We actually had a really good meal. I don't remember what exactly it was, but it was a great salad. I do remember that. And then we got on an airplane and we slept all night.
Yeah.
We slept all night, and then we got on another. Actually, our layover in LA was quite long. It was like 4 hours.
Yeah.
So then we finally got on another airplane, and we got to Albuquerque, and then I think we went to Costco somehow, and then we stocked up not for chocolates and a sarong and coffee, but for groceries.
Yeah.
And then we came home, and that was the end of our trip.
That was it.
For a full week after we got home, I literally dreamt in my sleep, dreamt about being in Hawaii.
Yeah.
It was, I didn't think I would like that kind of vacation that much. I loved that trip.
It was wonderful.
I loved it.
We had a blast.
Yeah.
And the cherry on top was, completing the marathon.
Because that was not an easy. Watch our last video for how much fun we had doing that.
It was it was awesome, and so that's our recap. Thanks for watching. Send us some comments if you've been there. If you want to go there, ask questions or let us know.
Because we're going back.
We are definitely going back.
Yeah.
You know why? Because it's always an adventure with you. We're coming up with some new stuff, so stick with us because we're going to introduce you to all the things that we have planned. Some of it might be surprising.
They've certainly surprised us.
Yeah, we'll see you.